Hey, what's up? My name's Samuel Leeds.
And I'm Amanda.
And this is the Samuel and Amanda Show,
where we talk about money, marriage and life.
So in this video, we're going to be talking about discipline and how to have little hacks and tricks about how to have discipline and willpower to get what you want in life. And one of the things that you have done really well, and I'm super proud of you, is what?
I'm losing weight. I've lost nearly a stone now. I'm like nearly there now. So
incredible. Like you are basically, you look exactly the same as you looked when we very first met. And now you've had 3 kids.
Yeah.
You've had 3 kids together. And you know, super impressive stuff. So we can talk about discipline in terms of weight. Now, I always say, if you want to get a 6-pack, you want to get ripped, don't speak to me, I'm not the guy. You want to become financially free, you want to make £1 million in property, I'm your guy. However, if you want to get in shape, maybe Amanda is your girl.
Wow, I mean, that's a big stretch, but I can certainly give my tips on what I've been doing to do it, because I have done it through 0 exercise, which I think is quite cool because
Marvin would hate you saying that.
I know, and it's like no offense to Marvin because Marvin's great, and I am gonna start working out at some point because I really want to tone, but I think I just really wanted to master discipline and discipline myself in my food habits. So I think that's the big thing, because people always say it's more what you eat than exercising. So you can exercise, but there's no use exercising if you're just gonna be eating crap anyway.
Yeah.
So
I'm not gonna give an opinion on it because I don't feel qualified to, but discipline in terms of health, also discipline in terms of finances, which is really important. We can talk a little bit about money management, how to be disciplined with money, and also just discipline just in terms of life and getting what you want. So I thought we'd start, maybe I could read a few quotes about discipline and we could talk about whether we agree with them or, you know, how it might help. But also, you have to keep watching this video till the end, because shortly I'm gonna show you an incredible live illustration life hack which has revolutionized Amanda's health. Is that a little bit of an extreme? But no, you really do stick around. So, all right, first quote that we have around discipline is, and you've got quotes as well, but this one is, self-discipline is when your conscience tells you to do something and you don't talk back.
Oh, interesting. So you're basically not arguing with yourself, you're just going with what your conscience is telling you to do.
I don't like that one. I've never heard that one. I'm not really sure about that one.
I'm a bit like,
All right, you read your quote.
Okay, motivation gets you going, but discipline keeps you growing. I love that because it's true. Motivation, like, comes and goes. Sometimes you can feel really motivated to lose weight, and then you can wake up the following day and be like, oh, I'm actually not that bothered. But discipline is then what keeps you going through it. So I agree with that.
If we don't discipline ourselves, the world will do it for us.
Interesting.
I agree with that to a point. If you're not hard on yourself, and I say this a lot of our training programs, some of our training programs are like, make people do live calls to estate agents, and they'll be like, oh my gosh, I'm not sure. Or if they do something, I'll call them out, and it's hard, and people find it a little bit intense in the room sometimes. But I'll say, look, if we don't do it in here, it's gonna happen out there. And I'd much rather you get have a bad experience or have, you know, an agent put the phone down on you when you're in a safe environment and we can just laugh it off and go right next, than it happen when you're at home on your own and you're going to feel really, so yeah, if you don't put yourself through it, then someone else will put you through it.
That's very interesting.
Yeah. I agree with that.
Also applies to children as well. Like, if you're not going to discipline them at home, and, like, you know, then when they go out into the big bad world.
It's true.
Okay. Without self-discipline, success is impossible. Period.
Depends what you mean by self-discipline, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. I'm going to stop reading quotes now, because this is my stance. This is my take on it, okay? I think that discipline and self-motivation and come on, and you've got to stick to what you say and all that. If you don't love what you're doing, then you ain't going to do it. Some people go, oh my gosh, Samuel, you're so hard working. But I am. But it's because I love what I'm doing. In some areas, I'm really lazy. When it comes to doing housework, I'm not hardworking at all. Would you testify?
Yes, I testify.
Because I don't like doing it. So I think what you want to do is you want to create a business where you actually love doing the bits that you want to do, and then you just delegate and outsource the rest. People would disagree with that, but
No, I think you're right. Well, there's the quote, isn't it? If you love what you do, you never work a day in your life.
No, but listen, right? In self-motivation, trying to, it just doesn't work. Because how many people try and get self-motivated? It doesn't last.
Yeah, exactly. It doesn't last.
So my thought process is, if let's say you want to be a property millionaire, and you know that to be a property millionaire you need to pick up the phone and you need to call investors and landlords and agents, but you don't like doing it. If you don't like doing it, you can try and motivate yourself and get up in the morning, I'm going to do it anyway, and push yourself through it, but then your life is miserable. Or you can say, you know what, I'm going to put myself in an environment where everyone's doing it and it's normal, and my friends are doing it, and who you hang around with is who you become. Now that's a good quote. That's
a good quote, and it's very, very true.
And I think as well, in terms of like, you know, you've done super, and I'm not saying my opinion is correct here. I'd love to know what you think. Maybe let me know in the comments. But in terms of being successful, I think that health-wise, and I consider myself reasonably healthy. I'm not like, I haven't got a six-pack or anything. I'm not super slim, but I can lose a few pounds, but I consider myself reasonable healthy, and I think, you know what, in terms of being healthy, again, it's environment, because when I'm around like Marvin, my personal trainer, and I'm around, if I notice when I put weight on, so does my brother, so does Ricky, so it's environment.
Yeah.
What do you reckon?
Yeah, no, I think environment's like really important, because if you're around people that are just eating burgers every day and you're like big, then you don't notice that, oh, all of us are big. But I think as well, sometimes you can, if you've got a certain goal, but then you're hanging around people that are not of the same mindset as you, then it can kind of drag you down, or they can be the naysayers, like, oh no, don't do that, oh that's not possible, you're not smart enough.
Disconnect.
You know, yeah, you have to disconnect from those kind of people. So, for example, I don't hang around the same people that I used to hang around with in high school, for example, because sometimes you can just find that actually our paths are different, we're not going the same way. So in that way, then you can just be like, okay, I won't spend that much time with you, because then you'll find that when you spend time with people that are of the same mindset, uplift you, then you can go further.
And one of the reasons you often go away on training courses, you travel across the world.
Yeah, I do.
It's not just to learn, but it's also to be around people.
Yeah, it's great being around like-minded people. And even at your events, you know, like when we go to the advanced training, I love that environment. Like when you go to the 4-day ones especially, it's like at the end of it, you kind of like, oh no, it's over, because everyone's like on the same level, same vibe. It's just such good energy, so I love that.
Another thing that's gonna keep you healthy and keep you happy, which is really, really, really important health-wise, is to drink lots of water. Honestly, this is, and I'm gonna show you a hack with this in a minute. Drinking water is an important part of health. Laughing a lot. Laughter is the best medicine. And hanging around good people. Oh my goodness. Like, I think it is healthier to eat chocolate with friends than vegetables alone.
I mean, to a point.
No, being around good people, laughing a lot and drinking a lot of this, that's what's going to keep your energy up. And here's a really interesting thing, okay? Maddie didn't agree with my last comment.
No.
Did you not?
I mean, I think it's all about balance. I mean, you can't just...
Nothing to do with balance and everything to do with friends, laughter and water. So, I told Amanda, when we first got married, you didn't drink much water.
No.
I said, you need to drink 2 litres a day. And she's like, oh man, 2 litres. I'm like, it's just 3 pints, okay? 3 pints or 6 small glasses, okay? So she starts drinking 6 glasses, okay, a day. She doesn't like that a pint, it's like too big. So she's drinking 6 little cups a day. However, this is weird now. She says, Samuel, it's overwhelming me. She says, I'm drinking 6 cups a day, but it's just I can't do it anymore. And I'm like, well, I'm drinking 3 pints a day. And then we realized something.
Okay, you do
it. You hold this, you hold this. Because then you'll get wet on me. Okay, pint, cup. No. Oh! The pint is the same as the cup.
And I was drinking 6 of these. I was drowning. My organs were drowning, crying out for help.
And then we realised that the cup is holds the same as the pint. I mean, there's so many lessons in that. What's the lesson in that?
Well, you can trick your mind. So for me, it's like I thought that the pint was too much. It's like, I can't do that. I'll have 6 of the little ones. But actually, well.
Another way that I think you can trick your mind is, a lot of my students, they're phoning estate agents to get deals. And they're like, oh man, I spoke to 5 people and all of them said no. Right, and they get taken out of the game. So what I say to them is, I say, look, instead of being like, oh man, I spoke to this person, to ring estate agents, say the script, but just time how long you're on the phone. And every week when I see you, I want to know how many minutes you've been talking to estate agents. Because if you've had 5 no's, chances are you rang an agent and they put the phone on you quite quick, and you're only on the phone a minute. So you've had 5 no's, it sounds really bad. Oh, 5 estate agents rejected me, it sounds really bad. But if you say, this whole past week I was on the phone for 5 minutes, it's like, well, so it's again, it's a trick. And there's so many different things like this. It's almost like an optical illusion. An optical illusion to success. So, you know, drink lots of water.
Yep.
Be happy, because if the mind is happy, I think the body is happier. Get around good people, environment. What is your the best success tip, the best tip around discipline that you could possibly end this podcast with? And the pressure is on.
Oh my goodness, it's a quote by Abraham Lincoln. Let me just get it so I tell you exactly what he said.
Abraham Lincoln.
Very, very good. It says, discipline is choosing between what you want now and what you want most. So, for example, I'll just use a simple example of food. When I'm out, when I go out for a meal, I look at the menu and I think, oh, I'd love that mac and cheese. But then it's like, that's what I'd want in the moment, but is it gonna get me to my goal? That's what I always have to ask myself. Am I eating towards where I want to get to?
Yeah.
And if the answer's no, then it's like, oh, I'll have to skip that. Unless it's a treat, like whatever.
No, it's almost like, if you do now what most people won't, then you'll be able to live how most people don't.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't think I just made that up. I'm just filled with all of these quotes.
Fountain of knowledge.
Well, what can I say? Hey guys, if you've got questions for me and Amanda, what should they do?
You should comment them down below right now.
Comment them down below. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, and we will see you next time.
Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.